A 25 to 35-year prison sentence for an Alliance woman convicted of attempted first-degree murder. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, an Alliance woman who was found guilty by a jury on charges including attempted first-degree murder and the use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony has been sentenced. 30-year-old Rebecca Ashling was sentenced yesterday to 20 to 25 years in prison on the attempted murder charge and another 5 to 10 years on the weapons charge. Court documents say that Ashling stabbed the victim multiple times following an altercation at a residence on Potash Avenue. District Judge Travis O'Gorman ordered that those two sentences run consecutive to each other for a total term of 25 to 35 years, which also has two lesser assault conviction sentences running concurrently to the first two charges. The courts now, as Scottsbluff County District Court made quick work of a Morrill man who was recently taken back into custody after no showing to his August sentencing on drug and weapons convictions. On Tuesday, 40-year-old Matthew Hall was sentenced to 7 years in prison on convictions of possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, possession of a stolen firearm, and possession of a controlled substance. The firearm charge carries a mandatory minimum of 3 years in prison, and Hall will have to serve a minimum of 5 years in prison before he could be released in this case. Hall is also facing additional charges in a separate case where he was caught with more than 4.5 ounces of suspected methamphetamine. County Attorney Dave Eubanks tells KNEB News he expects a January pretrial hearing for that case. And a Scottsbluff man who fired off a gun in his driveway on 11th Avenue in Scottsbluff this past Memorial Day has been sentenced. 29-year-old Eddie Diaz Gomez was arrested on charges of discharge of a firearm near a vehicle or building and possession of a controlled substance. However, he ended up pleading guilty to charges of disturbing the peace and attempted possession of a controlled substance. On Wednesday, Diaz Gomez was sentenced to 30 days in jail with 8 days credit for time already served. District Judge Andrea Miller ordered the sentences to run every Saturday morning through Monday mornings for the next 5 weeks. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Are new windows from Renewal by Andersen a great investment? You're darn right they are. Did you know that for less than your cable bill or cell phone bill each month, you could have new windows from Renewal by Andersen right now? Do the math. Renewal by Andersen windows will likely cut your energy bills significantly. They will likely substantially increase the value of your home. They're a great investment. Please contact our team now and ask about our fantastic financing options with approved credit right now. Renewal by Andersen, a great investment? You're darn right.
Welcome back. On Wednesday, the U.S. Senate passed the National Defense Authorization Act, authorizing $895 billion for national defense next year. U.S. Senator Pete Ricketts touted the NDDA during his weekly conference call with reporters, noting that it gives a 14.5% pay raise for junior enlisted service members and a 4.5% pay raise to all other service members. He continues that the measure authorizes critical funding for modernizing our nuclear triad, which includes funding for the Sentinel ICBM system, parts of which are in Nebraska.
And it includes elements of my bipartisan Bolster Act, which will strengthen European support for Taiwan's efforts to deter the People's Republic of China. I'm especially pleased that this year's NDAA supports important missions in Nebraska. It includes authorized funding to plan and design various facilities at Offutt Air Force Base, $158 million to permanently base the Survivable Airborne Operations Center, or SAOC, aircraft fleet, and $6 million for a consolidated training complex and professional development center.
Ricketts says the NDAA focuses on deterring aggression and keeping Americans safe, adding it's one way to help restore American strength. Well, VistaBeam's latest fiber-based internet development in Mitchell, Nebraska is operational and serving customers. CEO Matt Larson says the expansion into Mitchell highlights VistaBeam's dedication as a locally owned, family-operated company to connect underserved communities with affordable, high-quality internet. He says that by keeping costs low and maintaining reliable, unlimited service without contracts or hidden fees, VistaBeam continues to support its local roots with exceptional service and dependable support. Activations for the new fiber service in Mitchell began this week, and locals can go to VistaBeam.com to learn more about getting this new fiber service.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Now the latest from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint, you're driving home our reputation.
It's a busy day of sports on the network and a busy weekend of basketball around the region. Let's start with that high school basketball border brawl, as there are teams from Nebraska, Wyoming, and South Dakota sent to play here in the Wyobraska region for the next 3 days. Today, the Scottsbluff girls and boys with their home openers against Cheyenne East, and those games are being moved to 94-1 the Brand starting at around 2:30 for the broadcast, and then the two late games at Scottsbluff, the Sidney girls and Alliance boys playing Cheyenne Central. Gering tonight has games at Torrington. Those, as usual, will be with Jeff Kelly on KMOR 93.3. Coverage should get underway at approximately 5:15 or so. And then tomorrow, Gering will host Douglas, South Dakota. Late afternoon start tomorrow at Gering. KMOR coverage starting at around 4:45. That girls game tipping first at 5 o'clock. That's for Friday night. Scottsbluff is off tomorrow, but then some huge home games on Saturday against Kearney in the afternoon. Those will be back in their regular spot on 107.3 The Trail at about 1:15 for the start of the broadcast. In total, it'll be Scottsbluff, Gering, Sidney, Torrington, Chadron, Cheyenne East and Central, St. Thomas More, and Douglas out of South Dakota, plus Kearney, all participating in gyms around the region today through Saturday. Plenty of moving parts with all of that today, and that includes Husker volleyball at the Final Four and the Broncos with a big AFC West showdown at the Chargers tonight. Nebraska-Penn State Final Four volleyball will shift that to 107.3 The Trail tonight, while the Broncos will have their broadcast on KNEB, and of course the national broadcast from Westwood 1 for Thursday night football. That tonight will be on KOLT. Lot going on. That is the latest today from right here at the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, 2 months ago at the Mitchell Event Center, the German Harvest Fest celebrated German-Russian heritage with traditional foods, polka music, and dancing on the wooden dance floor. This week, the proceeds from the events were donated to some of the groups who made it all possible. Dean Kammerzell with the Harvest Fest was on hand for a check presentation, which included a $3,500 donation to Lana Hubbard with the Scottsbluff County Fairgrounds and a $2,000 donation to Dave Wolf with the Legacy of the Plains Museum.
Dave with the Legacy of the Plains Farm and Ranch Museum has this German displays and sugar beet displays, which is what the German people followed the sugar beets when they came from Russia to the United States.
The group also donated money to the Scottsdale Public Schools Choices program, whose students were instrumental with serving and cleanup at the event. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.